Hello everybody, it's your boy the Cat and welcome to Fantasy Rebooking Kevin Owens' Universal Championship run. So, what happened? What was so bad about this run? Well, it started off with Finn Balor injuring himself in the match with Rollins. Shoulder, can't really help that. And then it was a Fatal 4 match between Owens, Reigns, Rollins, Cass. And that's it. A good selection. The size does matter joke from Cass to Rollins was really funny. If I would go check that out, it was really hilarious. If you know about Seth Rollins' penis situation. Oh no, demonetized. And then Triple H helped Kevin Owens win the championship after pedigreeing Seth Rollins, which is good storytelling if you were wanting to book Triple H or Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Good stuff. And then we had Owens versus Seth Rollins at Clash of Champions. Jericho helped Owens retain. A repeated Hell in a Cell, but this time Jericho went inside the ring, in the cell, helped Owens win. Then Owens ended up in the championship of Survivor Series and said he was in the 5-on-5 Raw vs. SmackDown Survivor Series match. That's fine. Oh, and he was the third person eliminated overall, so there's that. Next, we had Reigns versus Owens. With the help of Jericho, Owens retained. Then the Royal Rumble, Braun Strowman this time helped Kevin Owens retain. So, yeah. So, as you can see, there's a pattern. It's always someone's helping Chris Jericho. So, let's get to the booking. How would I fix it? Well, I'd keep the Fatal 4 match. That's awesome. But instead, I would have Seth Rollins win the title. And when this time, Triple H does get involved, but he pedigrees Kevin Owens. You know, build up that feud there. And then the following week we have Jericho and Enzo Cass. They set aside their differences from SummerSlam and team up. They'll face off against Triple H says the best team on Raw, which is the Club. Mark Henry comes back just to say hello, and Seth Rollins because yeah. Due to some shenanigans, Rollins' team wins. And so Kevin Owens is like, I want a match. I want the match at Clash of Champions. Stop putting me in these situations where I can't win. And Triple H said, fine, one more chance. And if you can't win, you don't get a title shot ever. You face off against Mark Henry Rusev against a partner of my choosing for you. Owens says, fine, and it's James Ellsworth. Because everything's better with James Ellsworth. But instead, Kevin Owens pop-up powerbombs both Rusev and Mark Henry to win the match. Mick Foley says, congratulations, you get the shot. And then the following week, Rusev wants revenge, and he faced off against Kevin Owens. 3 pop-up power bombs, Rusev loses. So at Clash of Champions, it is announced Triple H will be the special guest or referee of the match. Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. So Rollins is just teeing off on Owens, and every chance Owens gets gains some momentum in the match, Triple H says, whoa, what are you doing? And then Seth Rollins clonks him from behind. You know, dirty heel tactics. A pop-up power, or not a pop-up power, but a buckle bomb to the barricade from Rollins to Owens. That'll take him out. And then Rollins just takes chairs over and over and over to Owens, and Triple H is letting him do this. He's letting him do this. He's like, what? I don't see anything. But Chris Jericho comes out there to help his friend, but eats 2 pedigrees, both from Rollins and Triple H. Then Roman Reigns comes out of nowhere and spears Triple H to help, even the odds. And then Owens pop-up powerbombs Rollins, tries to go for the pin, but Reigns hits him with this spear, grabs the championship, and says, this is mine. I'm going to become Universal Champion. And so Mick Foley announces for the second time ever, 6 men will be entering the Hell in a Cell, but this time it's going to be elimination. And so we have qualifying matches, because there should be qualifying matches. And Seth Rollins like, you know what? I'll be part of a qualifying match. I'll put my spot on the line in an open challenge tonight. So, first qualifying match, Sheamus versus Rusev. Rusev wins the match. Roman Reigns versus Cesaro. Reigns wins. This is another great match. Neville versus Sami Zayn. These guys go on 20 minutes. Zayn wins. Kevin Owens versus Big Cass. Owens wins, but the two shake hands afterwards. Show shine respect to one another. And we have Kofi Kingston versus Chris Jericho. Jericho wins, even though the New Day tries to get involved. And now, Enzo Amore answers Seth Rollins' open challenge. Enzo's like, I'm gonna win the Universal Champion. Bye-bye, or something like that. He calls Seth Rollins soft and all that, and Even though Enzo does a lot better than anyone expects, Rollins puts him down with the stomp. 1, 2, 3. The following week, we have a 6-on-6 tag match. Jericho and Sami Zayn versus Rollins, Rusev, and Reigns. Reigns hates the idea of having to team up with Rollins and Rusev, but does anyway. And they end up winning the match, even though Reigns and Rusev brawl after the match. The following week is Roman Reigns versus Rusev for the United States Championship. Reigns hits him with the spear and wins the championship. Give him something to do. Next up, we have Zayn and Rollins. Those two go 20 minutes. It's a great match. Remember the Royal Rumble qualifying match? Yeah, that happens here, except minus the Triple H screwing Rollins out of the match. Zayn hits a haluva kick. He's done really well for himself, but 2 pedigrees later, Rollins wins. Kevin Owens comes out of nowhere from the crowd, beats on Seth Rollins. There's a pop-up power bomb on, not on the apron, let's say the barricade, just to make things different. And he does one to Sami Zayn too, because Owens. He grabs the championship and screams to the crowd, "This is mine! Okay, I have busted my ass for way too long. This will be mine at Hell in a Cell." Next match, the following week on Raw, we have Jericho, Rollins, and Rusev versus the New Day for the Tag Team Championships. The New Day retain, but that's because Rusev super kicks Rollins' head off and, he gets pinned. The next week, Rusev gets his rematch because he says, "I want my match, I want my match, I want my rematch right now." Reigns says, "Okay, you get your match. All you have to do is say it once and you get it." Reigns wins. Next, we have Owens and Zayn. Zayn wants revenge, and Owens is like, "Okay, come on, bro. I ain't mad. Come on, let's do this right now." Where these two go on a great match. An amazing match, actually. But Seth Rollins attacks both of them and says, "Ha ha, you guys can't beat me. I'm Seth freaking Rollins. Finn Balor was a fluke," etc. Then, finally, the week before Hell in a Cell, let me check, see if I'm right and not being stupid. Yes, the go home Raw before Hell in a Cell, we have Rollins, Reigns, and Owens. Good match. The match is a good match. Roman Reigns with Superman clothesline, a pedigree to Reigns, a pop-up powerbomb to Rollins. Good match, good back and forth match. Owens and Rollins are battling, and then a double spear to both of them from Reigns. It's a good match. 1-2 kick out, 1-2 kick out. Some back and forth happens again. Reigns is on the ground, and a senton from Owens. It's a good match. Some good moves. Reigns and Rollins are actually teaming up for once until Rollins hits a pedigree on Reigns and hits him with a buckle bomb. Once again, Reigns gets back up, bang, punches him in the face. This is a good match. They team up again, but whenever they're doing their little fists in the middle type of thing, Reigns spears Rollins, and then Rusev comes in and super kicks the hell out of Reigns' face. Jericho comes in, evens the odds. Code breaks Rusev. It's a lot of overbooking in this one. Zayn comes in, Blue Thunder bombs Jericho, and he grabs the Universal Championship. So yeah, this is going to look good over my skin. And then the Hell in a Cell match happens. 11 minutes into the match, we have our first elimination. Zayn is the first one out. Sad, I know, but it's got to be somebody. 15 minutes in, a spear from Reigns to Rusev. Rusev's eliminated. 22 minutes into the match, Reigns hits Jericho with a spear. Jericho's out. A pedigree from Rollins to Reigns. Reigns is eliminated. And then finally, it's Owens and Rollins. They're going good. They're fighting, they're doing all this good stuff. Rollins eventually gets eliminated. Kevin Owens finally gets that championship. He should have won at Raw that one time. He holds it above his head, like, "Yes, I did it. Oh my God, I did it. Oh my God." He's crying. He's doing all this stuff. His face turns great. And then following week, Triple H is like, "Yeah, you won this show's coveted prize, and what makes you think you're gonna have an easy time with it?" And Owens is like, "Well, I can beat anybody you put in front of me." And then Rollins then Jericho steps in and be like, "Yeah, Triple H, yeah." Then Rollins comes out and be like, "Well, I deserve a rematch clause." And Reigns like, "No, I deserve a rematch." And Jericho's like, "None of you gets a rematch." Triple H says, "Yeah, he's right. I'm getting the match." And Owens is like, "Okay, I kick your ass now." So it's made official at Survivor Series. What about Owens' replacement? Well, they throw up Samoa Joe, the NXT Championship, or NXT Champion, because reasons. Joe should have been called up at this point anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. The SmackDown team stays the same because why not? My hair is in my face and I don't like it. And so, on a Raw, before Survivor Series, maybe this Raw, it's announced that Owens and Rollins will have a match for the Universal Championship. It's a good match, but 2 pop-up powerbombs later, Owens retains. And so we have Jericho and Reigns versus Joe, Strowman, and Rollins. Joe's team wins. This is just a throwaway match to get, the 2 storylines running. Owens and Strowman will go face to face to face. Strowman says, I want the Universal Championship. And Owens is like, okay, I'll fight you right now. Let's go. And Owens ends up retaining, but he doesn't pin him. Strowman actually kind of disqualifies himself because he's beating on Owens, and then the referee tries to get him off him, and Strowman grabs the referee and just tosses him across the ring. I think that'd be a cool spot. And he gets himself disqualified. Jericho and Reigns will face off for the U.S. Championship. This is the go-home show for Raw, of course. Jericho is unsuccessful, losing to Roman Reigns. Survivor Series. Kevin Owens versus Triple H. Kevin Owens beats the hell out of Triple H. Triple H should get little to no offense. It's Owens beating the hell out of him. Hell, Triple H should be cocky and said, it's going to be no holds barred, Kevin. Let's go. And Kevin takes that to his advantage, beating him down with weapons at every exposure. 2 pop-up power bombs. Oh, there's 2 sets announced here, the American and the Spanish. Triple H is put through both of them by Kevin Owens. And then after the match, Seth Rollins tries to come in and, try to, his mentor, Triple H, is like, yeah, kicks him in the gut, pedigree, suck it. He's pissed off, and he's going to take it out on his protege, so we can start that storyline from here. And so we have a number 1 contender tournament for Roadblock. First off, we have Reigns Neville. Reigns wins. Cass Strowman. Strowman wins. That should be a good match. Good bumping back power match. Rollins Jericho. Rollins wins. Rusev Zayn. Zayn barely manages to win the match. And then we have the semifinals. All happens on one night. Reigns Strowman. This one will be good because these 2 always have a good match. But Reigns somehow pulls it off. Zayn pulls up Rollins up for a 3 count from the ref because he's got the tights. And finally, the main event of the evening, Reigns, Zayn wins. And the 2 shake hands. Reigns throws up his, does the respect thing. Zayn's like, oh god, I did it. And so, Roadblock, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, a face versus face encounter. Yeah, Owens wins. And after the 2, these 2 just hug each other. They're like, yeah, you did good. Owens is like, you did good, man. You did good. Zayn's like, thank you, dude. Thank you. And so Goldberg returns the night after Roadblock and says, who's next? Owens is like, you know what? I'm next. I'm going to put you in your grave, old man. It's, it's respectful kind of trash talking, but not at the same time. These 2 have a match at the Rumble. And you might be like, oh, you're going to give it to Goldberg. No, actually, Owens is actually doing pretty good here. He takes 2 spears and a jackhammer and he kicks out. Goldberg's like, are you serious? Goes for another, he tries to go for another spear. Owens sidesteps them and Goldberg short goes into the ring post. Owens turns around, pop a powerbomb, bang, 1, 2, 3, it's over. The following night, Braun Strowman, United States champion, he's taken the belt off of Reigns at Roadblock and beat him at the Royal Rumble. To retain the title, is like, you know what? Give me what I want. Give me what I want. I want the Universal Championship. And Owens like, come on, big boy, let's go. The match is going. Owens beats Strowman, but after the match, Strowman is, teeing off on Owens. He's pissed off. But this time, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Jericho comes down to help Kevin Owens. They do a triple team move. Not a power bomb, but something. And, Jericho is like, Reigns, Rollins, they leave beating down Strowman. Strowman's like, raw, and they're like, yeah. And Jericho's there to comfort his friend. But when out of nowhere, bang. Chris Jericho hits a code breaker on Kevin Owens and just bathes in the booze because he's Chris Jericho. He's an asshole. The following week on Raw, this is the first time we see the Rumble winner, which is the returning Finn Balor. Now, I know Finn Balor didn't return at this point, but he was pretty much ready to go, and he was just waiting for, creative to do something with him, so why not stick him here? And he'll be feuding with Sami Zayn. It starts off as a face versus face, but I'll explain that in a minute. On the Raw following what just happened, Owens says, I'm going to take care of Chris Jericho at Fastlane. Chris Jericho, what you did is going to be, well, let's just say, your final mistake you'll ever make in wrestling. And, that match is made official. So, Fastlane, Owens, Jericho, you could throw a stipulation on you want. I won. I would just have these two do a good old wrestling match. And Balor versus Zayn. Owens Jericho match, that is the exact same match from WrestleMania 33. Just plug it here. And Owens, wins the match. And Jericho, we don't see Jericho ever again in the WWE. Until the Greatest Royal Rumble. And then that's the last time we see Jericho. Zayn and Balor are having a good match, but then Balor accidentally knocks down the referee. Zayn is like, oh, I got an idea. He grabs a chair and starts, bing, shit, out of Finn Balor. And the fans are just booming like, Zayn, what are you doing? He's pissed off. He's mad. He hits him with a Blue Thunder Bomb. 1, 2, 3. It is over. The following night on Raw, Sami Zayn explains why he did. He says, I have been in the backseat of every wrestler since coming to this company. Not just WWE, NXT too. Even when I won the NXT Championship, people were more worried about somebody else. I was never the main front of anything. Alright? When I won the NXT Champion, Kevin Owens came in and attacked me. People weren't talking about Sami Zayn winning the NXT Championship. They were all excited about Kevin Owens turning on Sami Zayn. And then, when I finally get my shot at the Universal Championship, I'm the first one eliminated. And then I get another shot at the Universal Championship. I came so close, and yet I couldn't do it. And then I enter the Royal Rumble. I'm number 1. I'm in the Final 4. I'm with Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, and Randy Orton. I'm this close to winning. And when my back is turned, Finn Balor throws me over the top. I'm sick and tired of being in Owens and Balor's shadow. I'm taking that Universal Championship, Owens, and I'm ending your career, Finn. And then the lights go out. The Demon King shows up. He's taking care of Zayn at WrestleMania. And Owens says, I know the Demon wants Zayn, but I want the Demon. Me and the Demon have some unfinished business. And Zayn, me and you will never finish what we started years ago. So I'm happy to take both the Demon and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. So this rivalry is pretty much everyone has unfinished business with each other. The match is made official. The Demon Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, and the Universal Champion Kevin Owens. Now, I know how great of a match Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker was at WrestleMania. But I think we can bump it down the card a little bit to have these guys main event. Because Finn Balor won the Rumble, it's only fair we have him in the main event. The match goes good 20-25 minutes. It's great back and forth fighting. Finn Balor wins the title he never lost. And so that's the end of the timeline, guys. Owens' reign is a lot better in my opinion. This is a lot better this time around. So what happens after this? Well, you can have Balor and Zayn go on in a feud for a little bit. You can have Kevin Owens go to SmackDown and do his little SmackDown ways. Have him be like the anti-authority guy. We can do that whole anti-authority Owens thing right now. Or you can just keep Owens on Raw. It doesn't matter. You can do anything you want. You can have Balor and Zayn be the top storyline up until SummerSlam, where, we can have Balor Lesnar, and then we can turn Balor heel after that and have Balor Reigns at the following WrestleMania. You can do anything what you need. But anyway, guys, this is the Cat saying, peace.